how to buy real estate inside of your self-directed IRA. That's today's show. Let's dive into it. How to buy real estate in that self-directed IRA. At the end of today's show, you are going to know the step-by-step process it will take you in order to buy real estate inside of your self-directed account, what the tax benefits look like, and how you can enjoy that passive income tax-free.
Yes, indeed. We are going to do that.
I'm Clayton Morris.
I'm Natalie Morris.
And in 2017, we both basically retired from our day jobs in order to focus on passive income. We had built up enough passive income from our real estate in order to say goodbye to the man, goodbye to the 9 to 5. And now we want to help you build financial intelligence and also create that passive income that can let you get out of the rat race as well, right?
Yes, indeed.
So if you've watched these other episodes inside of our playlist here where we talk about the self-directed IRA, if you haven't, please go and check those out. But this is a little bit more detail now, diving into actually purchasing a house inside of that account that we set up the other day.
Okay, so in the previous episode, we told you what a self-directed IRA is. You should have a really good idea of it. We told you how you can sort of make it happen. Now let's pretend you've gone through the steps and you said, I don't want my IRA in the stock market. I want to choose where it goes, right? And so I am going to then put it into a custodian that gives me the freedom to do whatever I want with it, right? Okay, so you've chosen a company, and all it is you just roll over it like you open an account, like you open any bank account, and then you say, I'm going to fund this with this IRA that's currently at E-Trade or whatever, account number 12345. So you say, go to Scottrade, get that money out, and then you set the rollover and process. It takes a few days, and then voila, you open it up, you have a dashboard, there is your money sitting there ready for you to use.
So we do this. We can help you with this too at our company. And you can use whoever the heck you want. I don't care. But we make it pretty simple for you. So if you go to morrisinvest.com and you click on the book a call link, once you get down, I think it's question 7 or 8 where it asks you how you want to buy your first rental property. Click on I'm going to unlock retirement funds, and that will take you to one of our IRA specialists who can help you set all of this up and handle all of the back end process. Very, very simple. So we just did this with our own team because we just bought one of our own properties inside of our self-directed IRA. So we bought a property in Texas. We had about 65-ish in our account, in our self-directed account, 65,000 in our self-directed account to buy a property. And we said, great, we're going to buy one. Yeah. So we did that all inside of the self-directed IRA. We'll walk you through what that process looks like now.
Right. I want to be careful about using the word our because it cannot be two people's retirement account. Okay. You are both actually eligible as a couple. Each person who has income is eligible for their own IRA. So
good point. So this was
it's actually Clayton's property, this one that we're talking about. Yeah.
So this was one from my day job for many, many years, had an IRA that I rolled over into a self-directed account. And again, this is not the video for that. We've already explained that process in a previous one. Now, Natalie had her own retirement accounts that she rolled over separately.
Our children also have self-directed Roth IRAs. We've done other videos about that you can find out about. Yes, but Clayton had some uninvested money that was making me really itch inside of this IRA because I don't want that sitting just in like a money market
making no money, right?
Account, right? It was really bothering me. And I go back and I look at these like every month or every other month and say, how is this performing? Did these payments come in? Is it growing, right? Because I want, again, these are Roths, so I want to be I want tax-free money when we retire. It's going to be so fabulous. So you've identified a property and you have a self-directed account. Now, when you go through and buy that property, you are not buying as Clayton Morris, the person, right? You are buying as, let's pretend the company is Growth IRA. Should we just make that up?
Sure. Clayton Growth IRA?
No. Okay. The custodian, instead of like Scottrade or E-Trade, the name of the company, the custodian.
How about Freedom? Freedom IRA.
Fine.
Freedom, because I like freedom, financial freedom.
How about Freedom Growth? Because you're free to grow. Okay. We're annoying people with this conversation. Okay. It's Freedom Growth IRA. Okay. Or Freedom Growth is the company, right? So the person that owns this property on the deed, that then has the purchase agreement, that then gets the tax bill, on the deed it will say Freedom Growth Company, Custodian, for the benefit of Clayton Morris. Now, I know that's a mouthful, but it tells the government, it tells the county that the house is in, that the owner of this is not just Clayton Morris, the person, but Clayton Morris's IRA. So anything and everything to do with this investment must go through this custodian.
Okay, so yes, we have this long-winded name again. So Freedom Growth Company Custodian for the benefit of Clayton Morris, blah, blah, blah.
They let you abbreviate a lot of times for the benefit of as FBO. So a lot of times on the deed, it will say Freedom Growth Company, comma, Custodian, FBO, Clayton Morris. And the custodian, a lot of times, because they just want to make sure that the IRS doesn't come in and call foul on any of this. So they tend to be pretty sticklers about the rules. So recently I did a note out of my IRA, and the note and the mortgage said between, Camera Homes LLC, which was the investor, and Freedom Growth for the benefit of, and we had left out the word custodian, and they made us redo the note and the notary and all of that stuff because they want it recorded properly, and they want the government to know that this money only goes in this tax protected pot.
Okay, so it's important because the reason we're bringing this up and kind of going on this diatribe about the name is because now that name is in charge of this property. So you may have bought the primary residence you live in. You may have bought investment properties with cash, and you just have it in an LLC. It's very basic. Now, this self-directed custodian account owns this property, okay? And that means that the taxes, the water bill, anything else from the city needs to be paid by the custodian out of that account. You, Clayton, Natalie, can never touch the money. That means also the rent that comes in can never come into my personal account. It also has to go into this custodian account.
Right. We once had a property where the property manager was managing it. It's owned by Clayton's IRA. And the property manager sent the check, the rent check, to Clayton Morris, and I was like hot potato. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to touch that.
Don't touch it.
Because if we deposit it, and I thought, well, what's the harm if I just put it in our account and then write a check to the IRA? That's bad. The government wants to see that none of this money comes out of the tax protected pot. If they think that you are in any way touching this money for your present life, they will fine you, and they will tax the value of the entire IRA at your current tax rate. It would be so bad that you would cry for
don't do it. So the bottom line is, make sure when you're working with your custodian, they're handling all of that. The tax bill gets paid for out of that account. You get a fine from the city for a high grass or weed lien or whatever the heck you get, right? That has to be paid for out of that custodian account. You don't pay for it out of your personal account. So now that we've got that out of the way, what else do people need to know about buying a property? I mean, it's kind of like buying a property any day of the week. It's no different. You're identifying a great rental property.
Yes.
And the reason we like investing in real estate inside of these accounts is because compared to the 1 or 2% return we might have been getting inside of the account before, now we're getting 8, 9, 10, 11, 12% return because of the passive income from a tenant living in a rental property. That's the reason we do this. Not just to buy houses, right? And
I especially I look at the rent that comes into our LLCs, right? Our investment LLCs that we own now. And then I look at the rent that comes inside of these IRAs, and I know one is being taxed and the other is not. And so I'm happy to have that as part of my portfolio. I find it very exciting. And you just manage it like you do any other asset. Now, obviously, this is not for people who are not willing to manage their own money, right? If you're a set it and forget it, like I don't even open my bank statements, I don't know what's going on in my retirement accounts. This is not for you, but don't know why you've got this far in this podcast if you're that kind of person.
Well, and,
right?
and our company is set up to help people do it passively so that we help you identify a property, make it very easy so that is being purchased inside of your self-directed account. And then the property management teams that we work with handle all of the back end.
But it's still
tenanting.
your property to keep an eye on, right?
Right.
You watch the statements come in. You watch where the money comes in.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You get the tax,
so
right?
instead, yeah.
Like, it's not like a mutual fund inside of an IRA where you literally do nothing.
Like a 401k.
Right? That's not true. There is onus to property management and property ownership. So you have to do some stuff, and you have to do it through only this pot.
Right.
Right? I'm not saying that you then identify your own house if you don't want to. We can do that for you, right? You can. But there is some work involved, and you are managing these assets now.
Right. And she makes a great point about, passive income. Passive income, yes, that's what it is because it's creating passive monthly income from a tenant. But you still have to take ownership of your portfolio.
Absolutely.
You still have to know that you've got 40 properties and maybe these 2 aren't performing the way that you want. Let's get on the phone with the property management company and find out where, how do we increase the rent, those types of things. You have to take ownership of that. But the whole reason mutual funds exist is because
people don't want to.
People are lazy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They start working at a job. They get a 401k and they think that they're set up for retirement, and the average 401k at retirement is $96,000. That's a fact.
I'm more comfortable using the word misinformed than lazy, because most people think like, oh,
Okay.
this is great. My money's, they just don't know. They haven't done the work in order to peel back the curtain.
Maybe, but I would say if the person who's watching this video right now specifically went here or listened to this show, this podcast, specifically to learn this skill and to increase and improve their family
right,
intelligence.
and if that person up until now has had mutual funds, they certainly are not lazy. They just were misinformed. I think I was that person for a long time.
Okay.
So don't call me lazy.
So she's defending, all right. You're not lazy then. You're just misinformed.
I was, and now we're all better informed. So again, just think about finding an investment that performs, right? And you're sort of saying, well, okay, in the stock market, I can maybe get 4% and then every 10 years get a market correction, kind of wipe out the last 3 years and then grow again, right? And it's risky and expensive. Or you can find your own investments like real estate, and then the returns are coming into your own tax protected account. And it's yours. Like, there's something really awesome about knowing, okay, this is in something that, like, I don't know, some fund manager thought was great. And then this is in something that we bought, we fixed up. It's an amazing feeling to see that grow.
Right. It really is powerful. And this is exactly why I think a lot of these large financial institutions don't want you to know about it. And Natalie made a point in another video that if you Google self-directed IRAs, a lot of these big companies like Fidelity and Scottrade and E-Trade, all those will buy ads so that they're trying to get your attention, but they're not actually self-directed accounts. You can pick and choose some of the stocks you get to invest in, but if you tell them, I want to buy a house, a physical house in my IRA, they'll say, sorry, we can't do that.
Yeah, they don't like it. Or if they let you, they're going to charge you exorbitant fees.
You know why? Yeah, because they don't make any money off of it. There's a house, there's a seller, you buy it, there's a tenant. There's no way for them to make any money as the middleman managing that portfolio. So
yeah.
There you go. So that is a look at buying real estate inside of a self-directed IRA. Please check out the other videos in this series on self-direction, because we walk you through the 3 ways of how to make money inside of your self-directed account. It trumps any other form of investing that I can think of. Check that out, as well as the other strategies for taxes in there as well. Now go out there, take action, become a real estate investor. We believe it's the #1 way to build wealth. We'll see you next time.